thank our student body and our fans, 60,000+ people, and a beautiful day in Columbus. To sit through a spring game sometimes, and I don't want to be watching it. We appreciate everyone being here. It's a chance to see some young guys that really haven't played, to be quite honest. I'm not sure how much they will play. You know, this is a chance. A lot of guys in this program work very hard and be able to let some guys play and catch a pass in Ohio Stadium or whatever. In the big picture of things, it's the right thing to do, and I'm glad we do that. You know, it's a great thrill for a lot of people. Execution of offense was not, you know, what you like. You know, the offensive line, we got a lot of work to do. I kept Taylor Decker out because he had a good spring, and he played almost 1,000 or over 1,000 snaps last year. Same thing with our 4 starting D linemen. You know, that's not really what spring ball's for, is just keep beating on people. So I'd be disappointed if we're not one of the better defensive lines in America with those 4 guys. They've had a good spring. Their coach is really coaching them. Offensive line is the one that we got to really go. I mean, we got to really go from here. I saw Jamarco Jones down there, and you know, Demetrius Knox is coming in. Brady Taylor. Those are 3 bodies that are going to be coming in June. And I looked at right now and said, "They're not redshirt, they're playing." That's hard for an offensive lineman. So we're gonna. That's an area that we have got to get back to where we maybe not where we were, but close. Defense. I hope the reaction was that they look quicker, they look faster, they trigger on the ball much better than we have in the past. If that's your perception, that's mine as well. And Darren Lee and Chris Ridley are 2 examples of guys that just, you know, they're developed guys and ready to send Darren Lee back to Uvalde on a one-way bus ticket. He just didn't show up like with the right demeanor, and he was a quarterback. And then all of a sudden, about midway through the season, you saw this really natural athlete and great kid start to develop, and here he is. It's going to, you know, he'll most likely start at Ohio State. So there's some great storylines. I'd say we're faster, more athletic in a lot of positions. Dontre was planning on playing him, but he got stung in a scrimmage. We had a live scrimmage, really tough scrimmage on Wednesday, and I just bore him in this one. You know, a guy that's kind of banged up, who's already kind of earned a spot. So that's where we're at. Cardell was disappointing. You know, Cardell's had a good spring. I thought he made some misses today, but I'm not going to let that ruin his spring. He's had a good spring for us. And you know, Nick Bennett has had a good spring as well. I'll answer your questions for you.
Front row, Rusty.
Irwin, could you kind of analyze running back in particular, what you saw, what you didn't see?
Yeah, we wanted to give Ezekiel a handful of reps and then get him out. The guy that really excites me is number 4, Curtis Samuel. We just got to figure out he's got enough size and strength to take the pounding the running backs take. Rod Smith was here, but he's focused on academics. Deontay Gunn did pretty good, and then he didn't have more involved. They're pretty good. So we have some depth there, but I'm anxious to right now 15 and 4 are the 2 that, and we got to see where Rod is. Rod was having a very good spring before we had to sit him down for a little bit. Deontay Gunn, so it's still pretty much. I'm not ready to anoint a starter yet.
Front row left, Steve.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about wanting to highlight the wide receivers. Corey Smith, Michael Thomas, each got a few catches in this game, some good plays, some bad plays perhaps. Just what did you see maybe out of that group and those 2 guys in particular?
Not enough. You know, that was that's a little credit to Yarion Conley is one of the most improved players on this team, and Armani Reeves. We have 2 pretty good corners out there playing on the one. I can't remember which team they were on. And Devin Smith and Mike Thomas, you know, and then Corey Smith. We're not where we need to be. You know, Johnny Dixon was, obviously you can see we throw 3 balls straight to him. We're trying to get something done. And I wanted him to experience a play at Ohio Stadium, so I guess we're going to try it again next year. And the next time he gets to do it, it's going to be for real, because he's done it a few times in the spring. So we're not enough of what we expect. We're not where we need to be. I think we're better than we were 2 years ago. I'm hoping we're a notch better than last year, but I'm not sure we will. We've got ways to go.
Far right, Tim.
Urban, Raekwon McMillan, the middle linebacker freshman, he made a couple of huge plays. One was stuff on the goal line, and the other when Corey Smith fumbled out of bounds in the end zone. But what have you seen from him this spring, and did he finish on a high note in your opinion?
Yeah, he certainly did, and he's officially in rotation. You know, he's going to play. He's you know, I put him in the same category. He's a year younger than Worley and Darren Lee. Both those guys are all earned if they're playing. Whether he's going to start depends on, you know, him and Curtis are in a battle. Curtis Grant. Curtis had his best spring. So, but those he's earned that right. He's not a freshman anymore. He's got
Front row left, Bill.
Even with all the missing pieces on offense, would you say you're discouraged or disappointed with how they played today?
It's not fair to say discouraged. Like Jeff Hireman, Braxton Miller, Jalen Marshall, Dan Daughtry was sitting next to me. I told them they can't play. Decker, they can't play. And I go chew out the coaches. It's probably not the best thing to do. They all know what it is. I just wanted to see a little cleaner throwing the ball. We didn't do it. I'm fine. We had a good spring.
Front row, Todd.
Irvin, in all seriousness though, when you're missing those pieces like Braxton and Hireman and some of those dynamic playmakers that you talked about, how do you evaluate, how do you evaluate this team in this game without having those dynamic pieces out there?
It's more of an individual. I'm not trying to evaluate an offense. Who cares? There's guys out there who never play, either never play or they're not ready to play now. That's not what I'm not evaluating. Jerry hands me stats, and I'm not sure what to do with these now. I don't care. What I do care is who's physically going to make the plays that you can. This is more like it's almost like an individual game today. That's what I wanted to watch. I want to see who's going to compete, who's going to make plays, not who's going to fit into the team concept, because we all know what we saw out there. And that's not team. That's not the Ohio State Buckeyes. That's a bunch of people all over the place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I was just watching the guys. I have some opinions after today's game.
Second row, Bill. Kenny.
Along those lines, Urban, so did any position battles become decidedly clear from what you saw today?
Yeah, Josh Perry's pretty well done. He's the middle linebacker at Ohio State. I think Darren Lee and the other 4 spots are not. Other 2 spots are occupied by 4 people. We have 2 Sams there. Darren Lee and Worley, and the Mike linebacker Curtis Grant and Raekwon. Safety Taekwon's earned a spot. Not Taekwon. Tyvus has earned a starting spot. The other one is not. Scambrose or Von Bell when they get back. Armani's earned a nickel. I don't think we played nickel today, but Armani right now is a nickel. Corner, we're not been decided. Durant Grant's had a great spring. You got a concussion. You got a real slight concussion. I want to say a week ago or a week and a half ago, so we don't want to push it today. But he's earned 1 spot. The other spot's wide open. And D-line, you got the 4 guys. You got Bosa and Spence, and you got Washington and Mike Bennett. So that's our defensive. On offensive line, you got Pat Elfline, and you got our left tackle, Taylor Decker. Everyone else is wide open. No other spots been taken. The quarterback, you have Braxton Miller backed up by Cardell Jones. At tight end, you got a 1-2 punch that we're really excited about coaching. And that's Nick Bennett and Jeff Hireman. Receiver, I can't name one that's going to start right now. I can't name you one that's going to start, which is concerning, but it's also somewhat comforting that I can name about 6 that have the ability that can. And those would be Devin Smith, Johnny Dixon, Michael Thomas. I think Jalen Marshall, before he got hurt, he's having a great spring. Daughtry Wilson, and obviously Evan Spencer. So those are guys just off the top of my head, but we have some depth there.
Final 2 questions. Austin on the left.
Urban, now that spring is over and you saw Braxton, especially today, behind the line scrimmage more maybe than we were there, what did you get out of the video camera, talking to you between plays, all of that this spring, and when he comes back, how wide is the drop-off between he and Cardale?
When he comes back.
When he's healthy, when you put him on the field,
What's the
drop-off between Braxton Miller to Cardale at this point?
Good question. I think we've had a great spring. Chip Kelly came in and I had him visit. I think there's a misunderstanding. The problem that Braxton had is he never had a grinder in front of him. Does that make sense? If you remember, his history is the normal progression of a freshman quarterback is to come in and play behind a monster. Behind bringing Alex Smith or one of those kind of great players that does everything right. And he came in and then we had the Gerald Pryor issue and he left. And also Braxton's the guy. And that's not the way to do business. It's almost what I'm saying. That's setting back more than helping because he didn't see how to prepare. And we've been trying to coach him through that. The best example we had was Kenny Gay, who would really prepare the right way when he's your backup. So it was kind of a non-functional situation for a while that we worked through, and obviously we found the Big Ten Player of the Year 2 years in a row. He really, I believe he gets it now. He really gets it. He's a wonderful kid that wants to be great. And so we're doing stuff like the John Gruden football camps, and we're, I'm going to have my former GM come in and talk to him sometime in June about what they can expect a quarterback to do. So we're working our tails off to get this thing right.
Folks, okay, thank you, Coach. Guys, I got to cut it off. The players are outside.